I'm Coach Corey Wayne, and this is my video coaching newsletter. And the topic of today's newsletter is going to be love is playful and fun, not serious. Well, I got the inspiration to do this video on this particular topic as well because I have a lot of clients. Just seems like lately a lot of the clients I've been talking to, this is an issue that a lot of guys struggle with. And the reason being is that men, we tend to be very logic and reason focused. And so when we're with a woman on a date, or maybe it's our girlfriend or our wives or somebody that we're in a long-term relationship with, and you got to remember, women bluff to test. You got to look at it this way. It's like you want to treat women like they're your bratty little sister because you want your relationship to be playful and fun. I mean, when you look at a woman's natural feminine essence, feminine energy is about opening up, receiving love, creativity, playfulness, fun. And masculine energy is all about purpose, drive, direction, focus, achievement, mission in life, those kinds of things. And so women are always going, whenever they sense weakness in a man, they're going to put a magnifying glass right on it. If you're doing things that she may say, like I was talking to a client today, and she accused him, they were talking about, I guess a family member or mutual friend of theirs had just had their first child, and apparently the guy that is the boyfriend of this friend of theirs, he's apparently a real douchebag, and he doesn't take care of himself. He does all kinds of drugs, and so he just doesn't. The guy's a mess basically, and so the baby was deformed, and so his girlfriend had brought this up, and she said, "Oh, this is so horrible. You know, the poor child. The child's a mess, and it's just God. I wouldn't want to be in that situation." And so what he does is he gets into his logic and reason-focused male mind and then wants to start interacting with her on a logical basis. And the thing that I reminded him of is that you and all guys really should make it a rule that your life is going to be a drama-free zone. 90% of the time, you should be the charming James Bond, the guy that nothing bothers you, nothing gets under your skin, you have an all-is-well mindset, and then 10% of the time, you're the kid that flushes the M80 down the toilet, the bad boy. You say things that are outrageous, things that are ridiculous to the point, and you say it with a straight face, a deadpan look, so to speak, to where she can't tell if you're fucking with her or you're being serious. And so, therefore, she has to seek further clarification. And so the way I shared to handle this situation is because this is something that's unrelated to your relationship. And so she's bringing up something, and then you're interacting with her on a logical basis. And when a woman has to get into a logic and reason conversation, or when the guy is indecisive about certain things, where, the same client I was talking to, they were on a trip recently, and he had some friends that he was going to see where he and his girlfriend were visiting, and she wanted to see some friends of hers that also happened to be in the same area, and she kept saying, "Why don't you get in touch with your buddies and make plans with them?" And he says, "Well, I'm not going to make plans with them until we know what we're going to do with your friends first." And I said, what's happening there is you're causing your woman to get into her masculine because she wants you to take the drive and the direction of the relationship, make plans with your buddies and say, "Hey, we're going to go hang out with my friends on such a day, so go ahead and make your plans with your friends." She wants you to take the lead in the relationship. And so they got into this bantering back and forth, and what it was really all about was she just wanted you to take the drive in the direction. And when you don't do that as a man, it causes her to resent it. It causes her to get pissed off and get a little more bitchy, a little crabbier, a little grouchy, a little angry. And what you want to do is you communicate through your words and the way you carry yourself that you are going to frame your interactions with her in a positive, in a fun light. And if she wants to get all emotional and angry and bitchy or pissed off about something that's unrelated to your relationship, or a friend of a friend had a baby that had birth defects, and she's like, "Oh, this is so horrible." It's like, you got to take it to the ridiculous. You say, "Oh, so you're telling me if that we had kids and our baby came out and looked like a green alien with an arm growing out of his forehead, that you wouldn't love it? Is that what you're telling me?" You want to take it to the ridiculousness, and you don't want to. You want to mess with her. It's like, in a way, you're calling out her behavior is being ridiculous by your response being ridiculous. Now, I gave him another example. One of my closest friends about 3 years ago got diagnosed with cancer. And so he's calling all of his close friends and family, letting everybody know what the diagnosis is. And he and I used to be business partners, and he was in the military, and I wasn't personally in the military, but I have a lot of friends and family that were. And he's a guy's guy. And it's like, when he calls me, and I see that it's him, I'll go, "What the fuck are you doing?" He'll go, "I'm talking to you, asshole. What the fuck you think I'm doing?" And it's never mean. It's just the way we banter and we joust with one another. And so he calls and tells me, he's all serious, and he's like, "Man, I was just, I've got cancer. I got a 15-pound tumor in my chest, and I may have to get my kidney removed and all this stuff." And I'm listening to this. I'm like, I knew this was coming because he knew something was up with his health. But I'm just thinking about everybody he's talked to. I can hear it in the tone of his voice. What is everybody's tip? Oh, poor you. We're going to pray for you. Oh, it's just so horrible. It's so awful. It's unfair. Blah, blah, blah. All this kind of crap. And then I'm listening to him telling me this stuff. And we call each other Dave and Earl. Those are our nicknames for each other. I call him Dave. He calls me Earl. And so I start fucking with him. He's like, he's telling me he's got cancer, a life-threatening thing. And he's all serious about it. And I was just like, 15-pound tumor. I was like, Jesus Christ, Dave. It's like, anything you do in your life, you don't do it small. You got to do it totally big time. So if you're going to get sick, you're going to get really fucking sick. It's like, you got some real balls. And he started laughing, and we were joking and having a good time. I was like, well, dude, that, it sucks that you're going to have to go through this, but hey, I still love you, and we're going to, it's not going to interfere in our friendship. We're not going to stop being how we normally are with each other. And that's the kind of banter. I'll give you another example. There's a great movie you have to watch. It's an old one. It was made in the 60s. It's called Charade, and it's with Cary Grant and Audrey Hepburn. And there's a part in the movie where he's all kind of beat up and scratched up, and she's kind of sitting on his lap, putting alcohol on his wounds and stuff, and he's the whole movie he's been fucking with her, and she can't tell if he's being serious or he's fucking with her. And so she's giving him first aid, and so they're getting closer. It's about 3/4 of the way through the movie, and then she just starts making out with him. And after about 3-4 seconds of this, he pushes her off, and he says, "Cut it out." Just like that. And so she kind of looks at him with this befuddled look on her face, like, that she's probably kind of wondering, "I thought you liked me. Why? You don't want to kiss me now? Did I do something wrong?" And he can tell that she's confused, and he likes her too. He's making it obvious that he cares for her as well. And then he says, after about 2 or 3 seconds, after she's just kind of looking at him with this stunned look, he says, "Why'd you stop?" And she says in his high-pitched tone, she's like, "'Cause you told me to." He goes, "Well, I'm not done complaining yet." And then she starts laughing, smiling, and then they go right back to making out. But that's the whole point that you want to be, is that you want to joke. Love is playful and fun. It's not serious. And so unless your girlfriend or your wife or the girl you're on a date with has something that she wants you to listen to and talk about, if you're in a relationship with her, then obviously, I'll put links to when it's time to communicate and it's appropriate, how to open her up to get her to talk about those things. But under normal circumstances, if you say something and it's a little dangerous and a little outrageous, she's going to call you out on it. And women bluff in that they will communicate or make it seem like they're displeased with your behavior or what you said because it was so outrageous. And that's when you take it to an even more ridiculous level. Like if she is determined to be pissed off and angry and mad about something that's unrelated, you realize it's nothing about your relationship, then your job should be to be just as determined to crack her up and make her laugh. You know, it's treating her like the bratty little sister that, you know, she's stubbed her knee and she's sitting inside and she's crying. And her big brother says to her, it's like, what are you whining about? He's like, I stubbed my knee. It's like, oh, come on. Grab your bike. Let's go. It's a beautiful day out. You can sit in here later and cry about your skinned up knee. And he's like, it's like, come on. He'll grab her by the hand and they'll take her outside and they jump on their bikes and they ride around the neighborhood. And 2 minutes later, she's completely forgot about her skinned up knee because she's having a good time. And it's because the boy has decided, I'm not going to sit here and get into all this emotional drama nonsense. It's like, I want to explore. I want to get out there and have fun. You can either stay here and be upset, or you can come with me and have a good time. And that's the attitude that you want to have. I've got a lot of links on the article here on the website to some good resources for you. So if you find this message of value, you can show your appreciation by going down to the Wibbia toolbar at the bottom of your screen. If you're watching this video on my website, and click the PayPal donate button and donate any amount that you feel is equal to the value of the information in this video. At the very least, please share this page with all your friends and family by clicking any one of the social network sharing buttons, which are also located on the Wibbia toolbar at the bottom of your screen. And if you'd like to ask me a question or there's a topic that you want me to cover in a future video newsletter, click the Contact Me tab, which is on the left-hand side of your screen, and send me 3 or 4 paragraphs detailing your situation. Just give me several days to get back to you with a detailed response, because I got to take care of my paying phone coaching customers first, and I get to the internet emails on a first-come, first-served basis. And if you'd like to book a paid phone coaching session with me personally so I can help you with a specific situation or challenge that you need help with, click the Products tab, which is located at the top of your screen, and just follow the instructions. And I'll talk to you soon.